In this video, we will show you how to operate the Creeder's FT40. Be sure to read the manual that was supplied with the machine before operating the popper. Reference the serial plate on the machine for the proper voltage requirements. Once the proper power has been supplied to the machine, turn on the main red and yellow disconnect, then switch on the popper switch. Once the digital temperature display turns on, press the reset button under the high temperature alarm indicator light, then switch on the heat switch. While the machine is preheating, you can fill the raw corn hopper with corn. First, remove the hopper lid. Go ahead and scoop or pour the corn into the hopper. The raw corn hopper can hold up to 50 pounds of raw corn. Once the hopper is filled, place the cover back in place on top of the hopper. The temperature of the machine is displayed on top of the controller in red, and the set point of the machine is displayed in green. Once the popper has preheated and reached the set point of the controller, you can then switch on the feeder switch. The auger will start to rotate, and this will start feeding the corn into the popper drum. As the corn is fed into the machine, the temperature will drop slightly. The controller will maintain the set point temperature by turning on and off the heating elements. The corn will be in the popper for about 65 seconds and should be fully popped when it exits the machine. The FT40 has a built-in sifter to separate the scrap from the popped kernels. The scrap is the dried out unpopped raw kernels, kernel hulls, and broken kernels. If the scrap rate is too high, it will be necessary to increase the temperature. The machine will run a waste factor of between 3 to 10% of raw corn input. If the corn is small and dark, it will be necessary to decrease the temperature. To make these adjustments to the set point on the controller, you can press the up arrow button on the controller to increase the temperature and the down arrow button to decrease the temperature. Once you make an adjustment, press the return button on the left. Make temperature adjustments in 2 to 3 degree increments. Any changes of the controller set point will require at least 100 seconds after the temperature has reached the new set point before the effects will be noticeable. When you are done popping, switch off the feeder switch. The auger will stop turning and the corn will not be fed into the drum. Next, shut the heat switch off. This will turn the power off to the heating elements, and the blower will continue to run, and it will start to cool the machine down. Once the temperature has reached 200 degrees Fahrenheit, you can safely shut the popper switch off. The scrap is located at the discharge end of the machine. It is a poly bin that slides onto a track below the sifting section of the popping drum. This bin should be removed and emptied before it becomes too full. The frequency of emptying will depend on the quality of the corn being popped. The interior of the machine should be cleaned out daily. This is done by turning off the machine and permitting it to cool to a safe temperature. After the machine has cooled, open the clean out door at the rear of the machine and sweep or vacuum out any corn scrap or chaff that may have collected while popping corn.